away like the #1 overall pick he was in 2018. Baker's so excited for this opportunity after an emotional roller coaster in his first 5 seasons in the league. And what a journey for Mayfield this season. He started 2022 with the Panthers, going 1-5 in 6 starts, throwing the same number of touchdowns as interceptions. Mayfield was released by Carolina on December 5th. He signed with the Rams the next day, and just 2 days later came off the bench to lead an improbable comeback against the Raiders, engineering a game-winning 98-yard drive. He sat down with Alex to recap.
Hey, what's up, bro?
How man?
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming, man.
Absolutely.
Bro, unreal week.
Crazy.
I mean, what they're asking him to do is really almost unprecedented.
You request your release in Carolina. What led to that request? How did that all go down?
So on Monday morning, get a text to come into coach's office, and they told me I was going to be third string and that I wasn't going to be active, and that they were going to, help me out if I wanted to be released. It sucked, but okay, I walk out of the building and I'm like, now what?
What a night for Browns fans everywhere.
2 years ago, you led Cleveland to their first playoff win in like 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
This last week, you were sitting in an airport, you were flying across the country. Can you just take us through your mindset in that moment?
That I don't always know what the plan is, but just to trust in it. And that's something that I've struggled with, obviously. I've suited up for 3 different teams in the year 2022. Hopped in the plane and landed like 7:30 here. Got the facility here at like 9. Sat down with Sean McVay and kind of dove in for a little bit just to talk concepts in a little bit. So I got a wristband with a bunch of plays on it, and they're just saying, hey, play number, whatever. So I'm reading it off and going through it, and I'm like, I cannot believe we're actually, I'm practicing right now. Then the next day was game day.
You're down 6, so you need 7. You got no timeouts.
98 yards from victory with Baker Mayfield at the controls. Why not?
When did you even first see the 2-minute list?
Yeah, it was one of the, obviously they gave me a condensed version of the game plan to kind of go over first, and then kind of went over some of those no-huddle procedures. So it was one of the first things we actually did, thank God, because it came in handy right there, but we didn't go over any the cadence for the clock mechanics or anything like that. Some of the critical situation stuff, they're like, there's no way it's going to come down to this. But it did.
15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side end zone. Touchdown! LA!
To hit the walk-off,
Mm-hmm.
game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
What was that like?
A lot of emotions all at once, obviously good ones, but just crazy. Did that really just happen?
To be able to come in here 10 minutes ago and help lead us to a victory. See you guys on Monday. Baker Mayfield.
It just felt like one team, but I didn't even know everybody. So it's amazing though that football is the greatest team sport ever.
Hey, I'm happy to be home, man.
He didn't even know his teammates, let alone the playbook.
What's your name again? Hey, you. That was an awesome touchdown catch.
He had thrown Van Jefferson one ball, and then he threw him the game winner. Alex, after a full week and some sleep, how do you think he fits into McVay's offense, at least to get him rolling the rest of the way?
I think it's a great opportunity, and I think it's kind of a perfect marriage. They needed him, too, at this point. I mean, obviously, their season's gone sideways. Stafford looks like he's probably done for the season, and so it's a great opportunity for both of them. The reality is, Baker, listen, he got drafted by the Cleveland Browns, which has essentially been QB purgatory the last 30 years, right? He gets traded to Carolina. They fired their coach here. He gets picked up on waivers by the Rams. He's never had a say in where he's going to play football. He has 4 weeks now to play with Sean McVay for an audition for the rest of his career. And I think it's a great opportunity for him to come show that he is still a starting quarterback in the NFL, and obviously a great opportunity here on Monday night in Lambeau.
What's amazing about the NFL is you'd think with the most important position in sports that all the 32 teams would be tremendous. at developing quarterbacks and being ready to have a plan for everybody. And we know that you and I have talked about this. So few are. There are 3 or 4 places where you want to be. One of them is in LA with Sean McVay, Shanahan, Reed. Sean Payton's on the couch somewhere, but he's somebody wherever he ends up you want to be. If you're whoever you are as a quarterback, he's now gonna find out what's the full measure of me. That's the beauty of being in one of these 3 or 4 spots, because you're with a person who can develop a quarterback. And so if I'm Baker Mayfield, I was like, I'm in LA, I'm going to be hunkered down like a tick. I'm going to take everything I possibly can, because I don't want to go somewhere else like I've been in a Russian roulette trying to figure out how to get the development plan.
Well, and I think this is going to be good for Baker Mayfield. Let's think about when Baker was really good in Cleveland. It was play action. It was hard run game. He was able to get back, the defense separated. When was Sean McVay at his best? Play action, the outside zone, the booster waggles. I think they kind of need each other, because Sean McVay changed the entire offense for Matthew Stafford. It became a drop-back passing game. It was more isolation routes, more stagnant. This will be good for both Sean McVay and Baker Mayfield. Sean can get back to his genesis, the run game, the outside zone, the play action, the waggles. Both of them really need each other now. Yeah. I think it'll be a really good audition.
Yeah, Booga, I think your point of they both need each other. Baker needs this opportunity because it's his only opportunity on the table. And I was just beyond impressed with the way that he improved his decision-making, his accuracy, his timing, and his field vision in the middle of the game. I saw him before the game, and he was fired up. So, when you say the least,
he was fired up, huh?
The Tutu Atwell down the field box fade. He sees the safety. He understands where he needs to put the ball, but he just misses it slightly inside. So all 3 of those things were just a little bit off. But right here, he gets 2 of them working. He identifies the safety. This is his next box fade throw to Tutu Atwell. He has the timing and rhythm of the play. He just overthrows it, so the accuracy wasn't there. But now you're going to watch Baker make these in-game adjustments on the fly. He's got a fade route to Ben Skoranek. He recognizes his matchup. He sees the safety. He understands that he has to put this ball on Skoranek, give him a big boy ball, and let him go up and make a play for him.
Wow.
And he does that. These are guys he's never thrown the football to. So then he comes here on the last play. The safety's on the opposite hash, and he,
I don't know why,
rhythm, timing, accuracy, and throws the Van Jefferson out the back end of the defense, what we call as quarterbacks, instead of throwing it outside. Baker made these adjustments on the fly, and that was the most impressive thing, because he went 0 for 10 in the first 3 quarters of the game, but he went 6 for 6 from 3
I'm going
quarters.
I'm going to tell him you said good things about him.
Please. Baker Mayfield is ready to fight somebody in pregame. So we'll see what he does.
I felt like I had to back you up right there for a minute, bro.
Did he headbutt you?
Listen, he's got all the headbutts. This guy's ready to go. I'm excited to see him play tonight.
Hey, by the way, McVay doesn't expect him to ever learn the whole offense. He just wants little bite-sized increments. But Adam, what about Matthew Stafford? What's his future?
Well, I don't expect him to play again this season. And he's in a situation where I think the Rams believe that he will be back next season, but he's made a lot of money. He's had a lot of success. I'm sure he'll have to take some time and think about it. I think they believe and they expect they'll be back, but there are a lot of questions and issues surrounding a lot of people on this team. Matthew Stafford is going to have to think about and make a decision about his future. Sean McVay will have to determine whether he wants to come back next year, because that always will be hanging out there with him and his future. And so this team that won a Super Bowl title last year has a lot of questions to answer this offseason, as most every team does. But because of the high-profile nature of some of these people, like Matthew Stafford, a lot of people will be paying attention.
And I think everybody knows Aaron Donald will not be playing tonight. But a silver lining is that they get a look at some of the young guys, and they get a little bit of a jump on the future. And the future is, right now, for the 4-time MVP, Aaron Rodgers. And he has talked a lot this week about hope, about winning out. He believes. Will we see lots of Lambeau leaps tonight from this group right here? And more importantly, will we see Adam try it again?
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
That 2-inch vertical.
40% of his Twitter followers do not believe he can make it.
I don't either.
I'm going to have to go YouTube that.
Here we go! Here goes nothing! Oh my God!
Did he make it up there? Oh yeah, man, you gotta have some bunnies.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Adam Schefter trying to perform a Lambeau lead is much like people on the internet when they say, "Why'd you drop that pass?" They don't understand the true difficulties.
Come on, man.